Welcome to Rebecca Sounds Reveille. Today we have got the amazing duo. And who are they? Well, I'm going to tell you a little bit about him and her. So today we have an American producer, director, writer, author, and actor who is known for Angels Around Me, Stay Fly, Who's on My Side, Oh, The Hills, many more. He's produced, recorded, and engineered over 50. I do say that, over 50 albums, and he was signed with Sony Records as an in-house music producer. He's now creating his own feature films, and he's producing albums for his signed artists through his company. And I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about his company, Spotlight Entertainment, in just a little bit. One of the film projects that he's had is Angels Around Me, and it was written by him and authored well. So what makes him so exciting? There's just so many things I've got to tell you about, but he was selected into the Philadelphia Independent Film Festival in 2012 and went on to win the award of Best First-Time Director. So there is just so much. He's produced The American Family Dreamers, The Hills, Gangland, Who's on My Side, and Temporary File. These are really just to name a few. Seriously, just a few. He's an accomplished actor. He's known as Stix. And he has, oh my gosh, he's been in Patriots Day, Spencer Confidential, Pinch, Organic Man, Blood Reservoir, If I Tell You. And he's also produced several TV shows for PBS in Central Florida. So one of the stars in one of the PBS shows featured in Police Academy, Michael Winslow, was on there as well. This is exciting. We're going to hear more about this in just a little bit. But he has also had Renny Roker, who has been in one of his films featuring teens that are becoming educated and learning to develop athletic strengths through playing golf. These are just so exciting. I love helping others, and this dynamic duo does as well. Just wait. And that show is called From Tea to Degree. So he is known, oh gosh, as Stix. Even Stix, Josey. I'm so jazzed. And with him today is someone who he has been giving the opportunity to develop and manage she's known. She is a R&B sensation, Kaliyah. Kaliyah Foster-Gallin is with us today as well. She's an actress. She is so involved in music, producing. She is doing more things than that, though. Let me tell you, she's known for Untold, Back and Forth, the Aaliyah story, Stay Fly, and, oh wait, there's a couple more. In the Supernatural Organic Man, Return to the Avengeance, and Pinch. These are really exciting. She is an R&B sensation with 3 albums across the globe. Yes, 3 already. And she's the president of Spotlight Entertainment. I'd like to welcome both of them to the show and introduce them to you because you're going to want to get on board with what they have to say. And when you find out about Kaliyah, you're going to be like, no, I would have never guessed that. Yes, here they are, Stix and Kaliyah. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And that was a heck of an introduction. I was looking for those people. I was waiting for them to come across the screen. And so I'm like, who was the people they're talking about?
Y'all did that. Oh my gosh. You know, and there's more. I mean, like, I could just go on probably for the whole show talking about you, but that isn't fair. You have to talk about you because you did it. And I want to hear, and I want the audience to hear the passion that you had along the way to where you've gotten and all of the things that you're doing and where you're going, because they're going to want to get on board with this. I know when I started seeing some of the things, I was like, oh, wait. And you know, because before the show, I was just telling you how jazzed I am. And so is the audience. They're going to be super jazzed because, Kaliyah, you are hot. Tell the audience a little bit about how you got started with what you're doing.
Well, hey, everybody. I'm Kaliyah. I've been singing since I was a little girl professionally. Been singing for 6 years now with Steven. He's also my uncle, if you guys don't know. So yeah, we've been doing this for quite a while. The chemistries have been building. He's been teaching me how to produce, write. I'm singing, not singing, but you know, because I got that. But he's been helping me with acting. He's been helping me with a lot, and I'm very grateful for that.
I am too, because I've got to tell you what, it's an honor to know both of you, and it's really exciting to watch the growth that you've had thus far. I mean, 3 albums, and the audience probably wouldn't even guess your age, and maybe I just won't say it because they can do little homework themselves and find out. They're going to be like, no way, I cannot believe what I'm hearing. And this is just the beginning. I mean, you've come a long way, but this is really a beginning because you're launching into some things that is so exciting that many people your age just don't do. I'm just really excited. Tell me a little bit, and tell the audience a little bit about Untold, what it is and what you're doing with it, how this is coming along.
Well, the Untold, back and forth, Aaliyah movie, I'm playing Aaliyah, and Stevens playing my dad. He plays my dad in all movies we've ever done. But yeah, it's about Aaliyah. We're shining a light on the positive things that she's done, all her music, and just her life in general. We're not talking about any of the scandals or anything because everybody knows that, but we don't want to shine a light on the negative things because that's not what that's about. We want it to be on a positive aspect. So yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Well, you're saying something that's so important, though, because in the climate that we are currently living in, just about anywhere you look, because video, whether it's through traditional mainstream media, online streaming sources, or YouTube, any type of sources, video is just, this is what is emerging and everybody's using it. But most of the time you turn something on and it really is kind of a Debbie Downer, and you're like, okay, I need some inspiration here. We want to hear the heart and soul of what people are about and all the good things. And we can look all day at pointing out this isn't good, this is not so good. What are we doing to lift other people up and really make them known for the beauty that they have inside? This is the biggest challenge I think that is often out there right now. We're not giving people the ability to have the beauty they have inside shine when we focus on all these other things. So that brings me to Stix. How did you two start becoming this dynamic duo?
Well, it's funny, like my sister, her mom, paused in the cause. God bless her soul.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. I had her when she was a little girl. When she was much younger than Kaliyah. We're not gonna tell her age, but she was much younger than Kaliyah. I was producing her back then. So it came a time when Aaliyah tragically, passed away, and her mom was like, wow, my next, baby I have, I'm gonna name her after Aaliyah. So a year and 3 days later, August 28th, it comes this one. And her mom says, I'm gonna name her Kaliyah. Like, oh man.
Wow.
Named her Kaliyah. So when Kaliyah was a little girl in the car, she'd be in the back of the car. In the car seat, she's singing every song that comes out. They called her who?
Radio.
They called her Radio.
I love it.
She could sing everything. So fast forward to, I seen Kaliyah when Kaliyah was about 12. Mom was like, let me sing for you. So she's singing. I'm like, she got some skills. Because I would watch her, she got some skills. But then I said, I'm gonna wait, let her develop into that. So not too long after that, I needed her mom to come sing on the hook. So I called her. I said, hey, listen, I'm doing this song. You know your brother can't sing. So can you come sing on this hook with me? She said, I'm braided here right now, but I could send over Kaliyah. I said, oh. So she sends Kaliyah over to the studio. I said, Kaliyah, you ever been in the studio? You said, what?
No.
She said, no. I said, okay. So get in the booth. She got in the booth. I said, you're going to say that. She said it. I'm looking at it, and I said, I'm saying, I bet she got her phone. I bet that's her mother in there singing. She's trying to fool me, Like, she probably had the phone like that. Her mother was really singing. But it wasn't. It was her. I was blown away. So I said, wait. You got some time right now? She said, wow. I said, let me write a song real quick. I wrote a song real quick, made a beat. I said, go in there and sing that. She knocked that out the park. I called her and I said, hey, how you doing? I'm clear for the rest of her life. She said, not really. I said, good, because I'm about to sign. We're about to do this company together. That's it. Rest was history. Now, here we are, 6 years later. She's got She's got 4 albums, not 3, because she's got a soundtrack too, the Stay Fly soundtrack. That's her too. That's her album as well. Yeah, and she's working on a new solo album right now, which is entitled Kaliyah. And then she also is doing the Untold soundtrack as well, which she's co-producing that with me. So it's the first time I'm ever letting anybody ever co-produce with me, because I've always been, but she's dynamite, and I want her to be able to do anything I could do. I want her to do better.
This is fantastic. A lot of times people hold on to these different skills and they don't want to share them with anybody. And, you know, we all rise when we become a team and we work together and we share skills. And so this is really very exciting. And so, how did you, Stix, get started? Because I know at a very young age, I think 6, you started drumming.
What happened was, you know, we go backwards. My mom's family was Italian, so they didn't want her to actually have me, because back in those days, you know, there was no mixing of the races. So they kicked her out of New York. She came to Massachusetts, you know, living on the street. She was, you know, doing things that she had no business doing. Then she was given some money to go catch a bus back to New York to give birth to me. And once she had me, she gave me to my dad. And my dad had 4 of his kids already living with her. I was his 8th kid. So he had gave us to his mother. So I grew up with my grandmother's house. So at 4 years old, I'd be on the street every Saturday dancing James Brown for money. So the music started getting into me there. So then at 6 years old, my mother cleaned herself up, came back and got me, took me. We lived in a shelter in Boston for a little while. During that time in the shelter, she actually took me to the Boston Commons. And there was a drum set up there and a guy playing the drums. So as soon as he got off, I looked around. And I ran up there and I just started playing. And my mother was like, get off those drums. And the guy was like, no, let him play. And from there, you know, my mother got me a drum set. I started playing in the church, and the rest was history. And I just became an avid lover of music from that point on.
And it's obvious, because I've seen both of you and heard both of you together, and it's just fantastic. And you both do some things in the American family. So if the audience wants to just be able to get a really good visual and audio of what you guys both have going on, you're going to hear and see both the diversity from music to acting in this particular series. So this is really exciting, because this really showcases a very well-rounded amount of talent for both of you in there.
Man, yes. And the funny thing is, how that came about, we were shooting a video that morning. So I called Kaliyah. God put it on my spirit. I called Kaliyah. I said, Kaliyah, you know me. We're not shooting a video today. She's like, what? She said, there you go. I said, no. We're going to do a TV show. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, we're going to turn your video into a TV show. So she said, oh, what'd you say?
Oh, you're crazy.
She said, you're crazy. I said, listen, we're going to call it The American Family Dreamers. I said, well, what are we going to do? So I called the film people and I said, listen, we're not shooting a video today. We're shooting a TV show today. So I got all the people to show up on set. So everybody on that first episode, you see them, I'm telling them all what to do before they even say anything, before the cameras even turn on. So it all just came to my spirit right then and there. And I knew she was a natural, you know, because I worked with her and I knew what she can do. So I really did that to show, like, so when you hear that shady record in there, you know, and all that. That was really the music video we were supposed to do that day. But I wanted the people to see, just like you said, I wanted them to see a multi-talented young lady. And at that time, she was a lot younger than she is right now. So that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, she was.
Okay, so I've got to tell you. So as I'm watching this, I'm just thinking, I wish these were extended, because I could do some workouts to this music and with the moves that you got going on. I mean, I was just like, you're like going with this, and then. I mean, it was really engaging. And so to be able to do that right off the bat, and I think you did that you had a very spunky female lead character. And she just, you know, the talent agent, well, the one who wanted to sign without giving any, I'm going to let the audience check it out.
India.
But I got to tell you, I mean, because you're going, okay, where's she going with this? Because, you know, and then it just draws you in, and you're in, and I loved it. So I can't wait for the audience to be able to connect with you guys, because both of you have things that are going on, both simultaneously as the dynamic duo and along with your individual careers. And so to be able to do that is really hard, but you guys are really making that happen.
She makes it easy for me because she has been a godsend. You know what I mean? I've been in this for a long time. I've been in this since the 90s. You know, so and just to be able to see how she adjusts and she moves, you know, like she really can adjust. She's an old soul.
Yeah.
You know, like, how's it been for you?
I love it. I love it. Okay, so aside from and I want to make sure that the audience is going to connect with you. And before you give out your links, aside from Untold Back and Forth, the Aaliyah story, what have you guys have? And you've got your 4th album coming up. What else do you guys have going on that we need to really keep an eye out for?
Well, besides the movie, we are also making 2 new albums, my Kaliyah album and the soundtrack album for the Aaliyah movie as well.
Yes.
So y'all should be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love this because that's going to put you at 5 albums.
So it'll be 6 albums.
6. Yeah.
6. I'm already losing track. This is awesome. I mean, this is just fantastic.
Exactly.
And
as well as we have another movie that we're doing after we do the Aaliyah movie. We're going to do one gauging about her, but we also have a period piece movie called The Regiment. And that right there is a movie that takes place in 1778. I wrote it many years ago, but I wanted to be the right time to go ahead and produce this movie. So now with my niece being who she is, I'm going to have her be the lead actress in the movie. And what it is, it's about the first men of color, Black, mixed, and Indians that were actually had an opportunity to fight in the Revolutionary War. They won that battle in 1778 in Pawtucket. Had they not won that battle, we would not be the United States that we are right now. 150 men fought off thousands of British and Hessian soldiers, which were Germans because they were together. And so I wrote that many years ago, but it's amazing. It's an amazing piece. And it's a part of history that I think that the world is going to fall in love with her even more so, because with the direction I'm bringing the movie in, but also just with the characters and what they did to fight for this wonderful country that we have right now.
I absolutely love this. This is so exciting. I am just delighted with all of these different things. I mean, I can't even express it enough. I think the audience really needs to go check out all of the different venues that you have from they can find you on YouTube to be able to see the visual, but then they'll be able to hear things on all the different platforms that are available, such as Spotify. And so let me ask you if you'll share where you want the audience to connect with you. Do you want them connecting with you on social media?
You can. You can follow me on Facebook at Kaliyah Gangland, KaliyahGaulin. And I also have Instagram at Kaliyah Official, KaliyahH0FFICIAL.
It's easy. Even Yahoo, if you want to reach me personally, Steven Stix Josey at Yahoo. You and I can connect personally if you want to hit me there.
I love this. And you also at hyperincmedia.com /Steven -Stix -EPK. But I got to tell you, going there, you get to see these awesome trailers that you have. And it's just, I mean, so captivating. All of the work that you guys are doing have been. And like I said, I mean, I've seen a couple of episodes already of American Family Dreamers, and I cannot encourage the audience enough to check this out, because it is, I mean, you're just, the first couple of minutes, like 30 seconds, I mean, and that's what you want. Boom, you're in. You're like, okay, what's happening next? Where's this going? Tell me about the plot. Okay, wait, forget all that. I just want to watch this, because now I can be entertained.
Yes.
And I'm interested. So you can escape. And oftentimes we can't do that because we're like, no, you can escape. And I really have found that was a lot of fun. And one of the things too that you were talking about is at the age of 6, but you have something else growing up also that is a little bit something kind of under the covers there that many people would go, wow, this is really neat. Can you share a little bit about that as too?
What part you want to know about?
Oh my gosh, you've got a lot. Okay, then let me ask you this. So you have done some films, many films, and is there anyone that really captivates you the most? Like you said, wow, that was just so exhilarating. I felt really good about what I was doing with that film, or maybe it was all of them.
Well, the biggest one for me, honestly, that a lot of people don't know about, is like when my mother took me at 6 years old. Because my mother had to abduct me, to be honest with you, to get me back from my family. My father wouldn't give me up. So my mother said, come get in the car, baby. We're going to go to the park. I said, we go tell Grandma. She said, no, I already told Grandma. We got in the car. She said, you ain't never going back there. So I never got to that abuse right there. And so she took me to go see a movie called Superfly. So when I saw that movie and I saw the way that Ryan O'Neal was doing what he was doing, I was captivated. When I seen how Curtis Mayfield was doing what he was doing, I just began, Superfly. I said, I'm going to do all that, And from there, and I just saw where, Gordon Parks Jr. had opportunity to do the follow in his father's footsteps, making a movie. But the key to that was Sig Shore. Sig Shore was a producer who brought that movie to life. And Sig Shore was not a man of color. So that already taught us back then and there that we can mesh together as being different and do something great. And that's what I've always prided myself on. We can all do something together. I don't hold grudges at anybody. I'm not upset with anybody. I mean, life is amazing. So her and I had an opportunity to do a movie called Stay Fly. And when we did that movie, me playing Curtis Mayfield, she played my daughter again, of course. but just us doing that. And when that movie was done, I said, okay, I did it. Now that's out my system. We're going to focus on you, Kaliyah. You are going to be Aaliyah, and that's it.
I love this. I love this. But this brings us right back to the beginning of when I brought you on. And we were talking about what was in the heart of people and lifting them up and focusing on that. And it's just so apparent and amazing. And I love that. And it really is. Let's not look right here. Let's look in here, because there's so much love in people. And sometimes being a product of certain environments can make us sassy or sad or more introspective because we don't feel confident, or there can be a lot of other things that are going on. And the climate that we're in right now has been just kind of, like I said earlier, a Debbie Downer, because I don't want to bring the focus on that. But there's so much opportunity within that to go, all right, tell me about that person and let me see how they are, because there's love in there.
Yes.
And I want to see it and feel it and be captivated by that. And I'll tell you, you guys, you're an amazing dynamic duo who is really doing that. And you can see it. I just love it. And you do so well on screen together, just like you do right here behind the scenes. And this is something that is really often people don't realize how something can be forced, and you guys don't force it at all. And you can see why it flows so well.
Just let it flow.
Yeah. Let it flow. I absolutely love it. Let me ask you guys, before I have the audience start connecting with you, aside from what they're connecting with you here, what is the biggest challenge working together as a family? And maybe you don't want to share.
No, we want to share.
The biggest challenge, well, I'm getting used to it now, but Stephen had to teach me not to separate personal and business.
Okay.
Personal and your business should not mesh together. When you're dealing with business, you're dealing with business. And then at the end of the day, then we can talk about, if we have a problem, we talk about it together alone.
Right.
But that was the biggest thing that I had to get over, was not putting personal into business, because not to take it so to heart. Like, he has to get on me sometimes, but it's for business, it's for me to get better.
Yeah, that's saying that is something that we should be able to also utilize even in some parts of our personal world, because oftentimes when we look at things as criticism instead of constructive ways to make something better. And so if we can just kind of go, okay, this is being used to help me feel my full potential right here. And let me embrace it. Okay. And oftentimes we go, man, that's my pride. And I need to go, I don't know that I even want to admit that, but I do it. I go like, oh gosh, but then you go, okay. And when you embrace it, boy, does this like emergence of something you didn't even know was there. Because now you have a combination of a past experience, a future experience. You're on site, like when you're acting, you're given circumstances, and then you can make that magic if happen. And it's all just like, bam, it just rocks that way. I'm really glad that you shared that, because that is something that I think the audience can take to heart too and go, you know what? I don't always have to be offended because someone is making a informative choice to tell me a way to do something that might help boost me up.
Hey.
And so it's really exciting.
I like the way you put that. That was nice. To help boost me up. That's the whole key, because for me, I mean, just to elaborate briefly on what she said, I concur with that, because that was the hardest thing. And thank God for my sister, her mom, who taught me. She had to coach me through it, because I would go to her. Like she used to be our referee. When Kaliyah was younger, she was our referee. There would be times I would say, okay, Kaliyah, you done? We're not finishing this song today. You're going home. I get a phone call. I look at the phone. I'm like, okay, it's my sister. What happened? I said, well, listen. She said, all right. She said, listen, I got this. So she would handle that. And then she said, I'm going to call you back later so I can teach you. And so she would teach me. And so it helped me. And she's not here. So I just thank God for everything. So
yeah, I do as well. It's really neat when we find out our learning styles or the learning styles of somebody else, because you can then say, okay, they're more an auditory learner, so if I tell them, they're going to embrace this. Maybe they're a visual learner and I'm going to have to show them, okay, this is the way that this can project this way. And when we understand just those basic things, we have less conflict, and it's kind of cool. But I'm glad you pointed that out, both of you, because this is something that I think not only everything about what we've talked about before the audience can embrace, but they'll be able to maybe start taking a different perspective on certain things that are happening and apply it in their own world. So I just got to thank you guys both for everything that you're doing. You are really providing inspiration and motivation and a new breed of excitement in everything that you're doing. I felt it, and I've told you from the beginning, and I'll repeat it, I'm just jazzed, and I'm super excited about everything that you're going, where you're going, what you're doing. And I thank you so much for your time with us today.
Thank you for having us. Definitely. Thank you.
And I want to thank all of you for tuning into another episode of Rebecca Sounds Reveille. I can tell that you are just as elated as I am without even being right there with you, because you can feel what's happening. I know that you can. And so I ask that you share this with your friends, your family, your loved ones, everybody you know on social media, and everybody you don't. Thanks for tuning in.